Hello, it is Zach with a podcast named Tim here with another Star Wars The Bad Batch review. It is episode 13 entitled Infested. This, of course, is from season 1. And I just want to give my general thoughts on the episode, a little rundown of some things happened, things that popped into my head about what I thought about it. Please do give the video a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And check out some of the other stuff we have on the YouTube channel, of course, as well. So, Infested, the 13th episode. Last couple weeks, we had the Hera arc, as I'm going to call it. I'm sure it has an actual name, the Ryloth arc, where we're going to free Ryloth. Really enjoyed Hauser from those episodes. I thought that was a really nice touch, but I didn't like that we were getting away from the batch. I was excited this week when it looked like we were going to be more focused on them, but this is the first episode of the season that I actively dislike. So I'm not here just to be negative all the time. I'm trying to be very positive about Star Wars. But if something's not good, it's not good, at least in my humble opinion. I'm sure a lot of people will throw around filler for this episode. I don't have an issue with filler. I understand why people have an issue with it in general, especially when a season's only 16 episodes. But filler can be good. Filler can be important. I love Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and that's nothing but filler most of the time. But and Power Rangers, which we do reviews for here, are a lot of filler. The issue here is, I think this episode was trying to be a face turn for Sid, and it missed the mark, in my opinion. And the decisions the Bad Batch made, the Batch as a crew, not Omega, the main guys originally, were against what they're supposed to be doing, in my opinion, as far as defending Omega and defending their brothers in arms, or sisters in arms, I guess. But basically, we get back to Ord Mantell. Sid's parlor is empty of Sid. Someone else has taken over. Someone looks like Vizago. I don't know if it's a Devorian. I always thought Devorians were a different color. Maybe it's a Devorian. But someone looks kind of like Vizago from Rebels, named Roland Durand, who is his daddy's in the mob business. He's trying to get into the business. And we find out that he has made a deal with the Pikes. And as we know, if you're big into Star Wars, Pikes, bad guys, big bad gang people. Not good. You don't mess with the Pikes. It's been known. They're one of the few gangs that get a name. You got like the Black Sun, the Pikes. There's a couple other ones. Those are the two main ones that come to my mind. Crimson Dawn, I guess. So they're not good characters, people that you want to mess with. He's made a deal with them. Sid basically wants to steal the spice from this deal and cause the deal to go awry. Has to do it on the down low, of course, so that they don't get caught and the Pikes aren't after them, but they want the Pikes to be angry at Roland. Good idea. The issue here is that Roland wants to keep Omega as a hostage while they're doing the job. It's a little insurance. Now, I understand why Roland would want that. That makes sense from his perspective. But why Hunter and the other batch would leave Omega with a known criminal who has done, and actually they leave her with the Pikes later, if I remember correctly. Or excuse me, they leave her with the Pikes later when the deal goes bad, because they basically have to go through an infested tunnel that has like all these crazy bugs. I thought it was going to be in Geonosians for 1 second. I don't know why, that just popped into my head. But they go through a tunnel. They have to be all sneaky about it. They get caught, and then the Pikes find out. And again, they leave Omega with the Pikes. I understand she's able to make her own decisions, and they're making her more part of the crew and allowing her to make decisions. But when the Pikes made this offer originally, the Bad Batch, all of Clone Force 99 immediately pulled out their blasters, said, not going to happen. And Sid, who has been working with the Batch this episode, Omega stuck up for this episode, said she was here for us, so we got to help her out. Sid just says, I'll handle it. And when she said I handle it, I thought we were going to get the one moment that would have saved this episode, which is I thought Sid was going to say, keep me. take me as your hostage. Because that would have been a great face turn. Instead, she just says, let me handle it, which just meant nothing. Omega was still held hostage. I actually got up, I looked at my wife. She's been watching The Bad Batch with me. She doesn't like The Bad Batch. She likes Rebels and Clone Wars, but is not a fan of The Bad Batch. I looked at her, I said, I'm done. I literally put my hands up. I said, I'm done. I walked away for a minute because that decision, both from the Bad Batch's perspective as far as allowing the Pikes to take her and the missed opportunity of turning Sid face, just that moment was, to me, a big failure in storytelling. And I'm certainly not Dave Filoni, but it just seemed like a mismark to me. Maybe I'm off base, maybe I'm wrong. Certainly let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong. They go back, they get the spice. All is well, they cut their deal with the Pikes. The Pikes still angry to Roland. They cut off one of his horns, or Rollin. And Omega kind of sees the good in him, which is fine, I guess. But it is that one moment in this episode that completely, it was already kind of a fillery episode, which, again, I don't have any issues with. But that moment irked me, if you can tell. And so I hate this episode. I really do. I understand it. And I understand why we're putting a filler episode here, because we only have 3 episodes left. And we're probably going to be going into the final stretch where I'm assuming the last 3 episodes are going to be the main arc. We kind of had the opening episode. We had those middle 3 where we get a lot of Crosshair stuff. I said I'm rooting for Crosshair now. Take these guys out. They're not helping Omega out or saving her. And I found Omega annoying in this episode, which is the first time I've really found her annoying. Just too trusting and sticking up for Sid, and it was too much this episode. So I did not like this episode. It felt like a big step back for everyone. I understand what they were trying to do. I just think they failed in doing it. That's my thoughts. But let me know yours. And hopefully the last 3 episodes will capitalize. I have a feeling they will. I think the last 3 episodes are going to be really good because if there's one thing Dave Filoni and Star Wars, generally speaking, as a whole knows, it's endings. Well, minus, I guess, The Rise of Skywalker. But thank you for checking out this podcast, or this episode. We do have a podcast, link in the description. And thank you for checking us out. We'll see you next time here on a podcast named Tim.